Hello peoples, it's Jules. Welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you today with a video that will shed a little bit of insight on some habits of Icelandic people that others might find strange. Some of them I definitely found strange when I first came here, and others I've heard, so other strange habits I've heard from individuals who've come from other places. I just wanted to make a good lighthearted video about some habits Icelandic people have. I'm pretty sure they've heard most of them already, but if not, now they'll know that some of them are kind of strange. If you're interested in learning about some strange habits of Icelandic people, keep watching. But before I continue, I just want to remind you to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you're not missing out on future videos. The first strange habit that I noticed happened actually in the US, but I didn't realize that it was an Icelandic thing until I came to Iceland and heard everyone doing it. And that is speaking on the inhale. So Icelandic people will say, like, even if they're saying yes, which is yow, they'll be like, yo! And it's like, are you okay? Are you did you run out of breath or something? Like, it was really bizarre to me at first. And the first time I heard it in the US, I thought the person had pretty bad asthma, to be honest, which is terrible. But then when I came here, I was like, are there breathing problems? And my partner was like, no, that's just a part of how we talk, is that when we're chatting, we can continuously keep talking without having to worry about breathing because they've got that technique down, apparently. So if you do hear an Icelandic person, you will quickly understand, if you're seeing this video, that this is just a normal thing. But for most other people in the world, it's pretty strange to be able to keep talking when you're trying to breathe in. The second strange habit is that Icelandic people tend to stare. Yes, they like to stare. And granted, I'm a person of color. There are very few of us here. Yes, I know. And so maybe I could stare at a little bit longer, depending if the person's never seen me before, or if they're a child. Children seem to stare like. However, Icelandic people will stare at other Icelandic people as well. Sometimes it's just to see if they recognize the individual. Maybe they're curious about what they have on. I don't know. I don't always know the reason, but there seems to be this habit of wanting to kind of just look at people, and they don't always look away if you're looking at them. They might just keep staring. So just FYI, it's never been a hostile thing for me. I've sometimes kept staring too. Maybe I'll smile, maybe not. But I've just never really taken it as a personal thing, just because I know I look different, so it's a different feeling. But I've seen Icelandic people stare at other Icelandic people as well as at foreigners. Number 3 is snorting their mucus. Yeah. To be fair, I'm a little guilty of this too, because I don't always have tissues on me, but it seems to be this totally acceptable thing just not to worry about having tissues and to just like your mucus and just hope that it kind of goes to the back of your throat and you swallow it. It's a little strange. Maybe we should implement a tissue campaign, I don't know. But it isn't the biggest deal for me, but I know that some other people find it quite strange. Number 4, and this one's super hard for me because the taste is so intense, but eating salty or peppery licorice. I've never acquired the taste for licorice, and I'm talking about like hardcore licorice. Like the licorice that we have in the US is milder, more sweet, whereas this licorice, it has this kind of salty, sometimes it could have a peppery powder on it, and it's just not appealing to my palate whatsoever. There are even some candies that they'll eat that have ammonia in the ingredients list, and they're like, so delicious, and you try it and you're like, oh God, I'm being poisoned, this is disgusting, and you're like spitting it out. It's awful, in my opinion. But then there are other people who are not Icelandic, and I'm not talking about other Nordic people, but who are not Icelandic and they love it. So it's definitely one of those acquired tastes, but a lot of people find it super strange, particularly if never been exposed to licorice like that before. Number 5 really worried me at first because I've been taught growing up in New York and in the US is that you always need to protect your identity. And in Iceland, they have a kynitala, which is essentially their social security number or personal identification number wherever you are from in the world. And this is something that is used all the time and shared all the time with other individuals without any care of a personal data breach and even their bank accounts. Like they'll share their bank account information if they want someone to transfer money to them. It is just like a phenomenon to me that this is no big deal. The first time it happened, my partner, I think I was buying a bike, my partner was like, oh, so you have to give them, your Kinatala and bank information. And I was like, is it safe? I mean, my bank number, account number, I've always been taught Social Security, bank account information, never ever share these things. And this is exactly the opposite. In fact, a lot of people don't use a lot of cash here, so an easy way to pay someone back or to pay for a service could be to share your account information. That's just it. So crazy to me. I don't get it. But that is the way in Iceland, and I've adapted to it. However, when I go back to the US, you better believe I'm never going to even think twice about sharing my social security number. It's not happening. But yeah, I mean, it's just interesting what you can get used to when you go to another place. But I'm pretty sure that most people find that extraordinarily strange. Number 6, stripping down and showering naked before getting into the pool. This is done in order to keep the pool cleaner for longer. And it totally makes sense in that, yes, we get the logic behind it. But in places like the US, where I'm from, and maybe other places in the world, people are not very open to being naked in front of others. They prefer to have their own private stall. And yeah, so there's not a private stall as well. That's something else I just should mention. You're being naked in front of many other people at every pool that you go to. So be prepared for that. It might feel a little strange. I'm really okay with being naked in front of other people. Doesn't bother me. Everyone's got, their own thing going on, whatever. But for the most part, anatomically, we're all good. So it's just a matter of turning off your prude US attitude if you're from the US or wherever you're from, and just kind of going with the flow. No one's there to judge you, but it might feel a little strange because that is the custom, and Icelandic people do take it seriously. They even have monitors in the showers watching to make sure that people are washing with soap, cleaning off, and doing all that before they get into the pool. Number 7 is something that I don't know if I would ever get used to doing or would try, and that is leaving your baby in the carriage outside. So it could be outside of your house, a coffee shop, whatever. Iceland's a very safe place, yes, but there is this idea that, babies need fresh air, so you kind of bundle them up and they get some fresh air, whether it's winter or summer, by sleeping outside. And the parents could be just eating dinner or watching TV, having a cup of coffee with their friends at the shop, and not worrying about this child being out there kind of what seemingly on their own. I mean, they're really not completely on their own because other people are watching, and also the parents feel safe in the environment. However, it's very strange for most people to even fathom leaving their baby outside almost everywhere else in the world, except some Scandinavian countries, to be fair. And I know about, I think it was an Icelandic couple who did this in New York, and they got into some trouble with the law because it's child endangerment. So it is one of those things where you have to kind of be aware of the rules and regulations where you are. But in Iceland, this is just a normal thing. And the last and final strange habit is kind of a fun one. Icelandic people love to eat ice cream any time of the year. Summer, winter, fall, raining, snowing, blizzard, whatever. They want their ice cream. They're really into sweets here. So it's really funny when they will line up to get some ice cream in the snow. They will also, strangely enough, go into their car, turn up the heat, and eat the ice cream in their car while the heat is running. What is crazy about that to me, really, more than just eating ice cream in a heated car, is that gas is super expensive in this country. So thinking of wasting your gas just to eat your ice cream in your warm car is just, no, not this chick. But those are my 8 strange habits that I have observed of Icelandic people. If you have observed some that I missed, definitely share it with me. I would love to know what the others are that you think are strange. If you have strange habits in your country, even if you've never encountered an Icelandic person, I would love to know it. So definitely share. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.